Ricky Gutierrez has over 1 million subscribers, which makes you think social proof. He must be legit. But why do you see so many videos everywhere about he's a scam? He's fake. He's not legit. A young kid, millionaire trader? That can't be. I actually went out and found 4 random students who have been through the course itself. I asked them each 8 questions that they will be able to grade from 1 to 10. 10 being the best and 1 being not so great. That way you can actually decide, is this worth the price? Is this actually a scam, or is there value? Let's find out. Thank you so much, Jasmine. Jeremiah, Sebastian, Luis, thank you so much for being here today, man, and being open and sharing your opinion. I reach out on Twitter and Instagram for people to reach out to me who've had experiences with different services. And I believe you reached out and said you've had experience with Ricky Gutierrez. So I'd love for you to just start off by sharing just your general feel of what you think about that service, as well as how long you've been trading.
I've learned about trading during COVID. My husband, he was my boyfriend at the time. He introduced me to trading, and he was like telling me about it and stuff. And I was just like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. Even like later on, I was like even starting to take plays like from him. Like he was like, oh, CCL is really down. American Airlines is like super down right now. Like you should like enter and stuff. And I was like, okay, I just put like very little amount in there, got my feet in there. And I was like, whoa, this is like a real thing. And it actually did really well. I believe it, like I collected like around like 70 to 80% returns because I held it for a while, you know? And it was just insane to me. So eye-opening. It took me until like a year later after that, because I was doing like other stuff. I was reselling like Crocs, doing like Amazon, like FBA and all that stuff, right? And I was getting distracted. So then I was like, trading just seems so simple. I love the independence. I love that I can just trade from anywhere. And then I got Ricky's course for his birthday.
Yeah, so I started trading probably 2 years ago now. 6 months before I started trading, I just was looking on YouTube, and he was one of the first guys that popped up.
I started trading, man, in February 2021. I started trading when things just started getting difficult. I know February I've heard that it was a very good month or period for a lot of the guys, but I didn't have the knowledge to capitalize on the current market, but 2020 had already passed, the boom had already passed. So for me, it was kind of hard to start in 2021. It's difficult to start at any point, but in that period was especially difficult. It prepares you for when things are going to get good and easy, just be able to capitalize on those opportunities.
I've been trading for a little bit under 2 years.
Okay.
I think for myself, I'm still trying to find that consistency piece through ups and downs. So I'm in the process of finding that consistency, but trading for almost 2 years, do it every day. I try to stay consistent with that. So I'm on the journey to finding that myself.
I want to take this time to say thank you to our sponsor, Cobra Trading. Cobra Trading is the go-to broker for day traders and short sellers. And I'm not the only one saying this. In fact, Benzinga awarded Cobra Trading as the go-to broker for short selling. They have a heavy focus on direct market access order routing, so you have the fastest execution. They have some of the best locate prices and availability. They also have amazing customer service. I've experienced many different brokers, and it's why I use them every single day and why I'm proud to have them as our sponsor. Sign up now by clicking the Be the Trader referral link below and earn 1 free month of software with Cobra and 25% off all commissions. Now let's get back to the show. So how do you feel the service is, like just from your personal opinion, just in general?
I kind of looked at some other people, but he seemed like easy to follow watching his videos. So and his service is cheaper than some other ones. He gives a good overview. If you're new, it's pretty good, but if you're experienced, it doesn't really have a whole lot of value for you, I found.
My personal opinion, it's a great starting foundation for new people that are getting into trading. Especially for me, I was so confused, like just the time frames, like all the indicators, all the terminology. everything he explained very well in his course. And it's very clear, like each section is like broken down, like different sections and stuff. So it was easy to study. And the videos are shorter length as well. So you're not feeling like you're watching like 10 hours of like one topic. Like, of course, it's important to watch a lot of information. But as you're a newbie, it's so important just to get the basics, just get that foundation so you can get clear and start to understand like what the experts are actually talking about.
At that moment when I was looking for education, I didn't see Tim Sykes, I didn't see Warrior Trading. The only one that appeared everywhere was Ricky. So he's great in sales, he's great in marketing. I started looking at his YouTube channel first of all. I kind of vibed with the way he explains things. He's very chill, very calm. That appealed to me a lot. Everything, all of his information is in YouTube, but I needed the information to be organized. Actually, he just DM'd like or put a story that he had like a $50 discount or something like that, and I just went like I'm going in. I'm gonna try. He's got the Sunday night scan live, which you can ask him. He actually even requests. He doesn't even answer you if you don't send the price target, the stop loss, the ticker, why you want to get in. So that's very helpful because it educates you. He doesn't even answer if you don't send the information on the way he requests it. So he's actually even teaching people to be independent, to think, okay, I have to enter this price level. I have to take profit target here. I have to put a stop loss here. Why am I entering? Where is it? How's the market? Everything. So the content, I found that it's actually a great base platform, which you're gonna get basically in any other trading course. A lot of people criticize him because of the cars and his lifestyle and all those things, but I kind of actually understand why he even does it. Why wouldn't you take advantage of people paying you to teach them to trade? It's like going to any other school.
I had come across Ricky's videos a while ago, and I want to say 5+ years. But when I first saw the videos, I almost thought it was a scam because you see him through YouTube and you see the nice cars, the nice houses. Right. So immediately I thought, there's no way, right? At that time, he used TD Ameritrade. So when I was opening the account, as soon as it asked me for my social security, I was like, no, this is not right. Obviously, not being educated on what it is or what's a broker or anything. So I got a little bit scared and I was like, no, never mind. I'm not going to do this. This looks like a scam. So I got away from it. I always had in the back of my mind that I wanted to invest or go into the markets. So I went back to YouTube and then started searching, like probably we all do. And I came across Ricky again and his programs. But this time I did a little bit more research and educated myself on what it was. I noticed that TD Ameritrade, it was in fact a real broker and it wasn't just a scam. So I went ahead and opened the account and, I started funding it with my own money, which at the time I had savings. And yeah, that's kind of how I came across Ricky. I did went in and purchased the course. And it really, for me, was a good starting point. Before taking the decision, there was plenty of hours of YouTube education. I think I did maybe 2 or 3 months of just watching videos at all times, right? So when I was driving, I was listening to videos.
Yeah, I remember those days, Playa.
When I'm working, like every time, even to the point where my wife was like, you are invested into this. So after that, I felt confident enough to purchase a service, which at that point was Ricky's. I was in between others.
Okay.
But I that's the one that I just felt more comfortable and kind of aligned with. A lot of the services that I was looking at or other services, they were trading penny stocks or small cap. For me, I wanted to put my money somewhere where I knew that the stock wasn't going to tank a ton of percentage in one day. So I didn't want to have that risk at first. And I saw that in that time, Ricky was trading the NASDAQ, TQQQ and SQQQ. And I just felt comfortable with those because of the movement they had each day.
Mm-hmm.
and the volatility at that point. So that's why one of the biggest decisions. And further down the line, I actually enrolled in other courses just to kind of compare. But that the money that I paid for the new courses was money that I made for trading. So it was almost like I just wanted to reinvest. Yeah.
Cool, man. That sounds cool. So let me ask you a set of questions. I'm asking every single body because I want to make this a very even playing field. And each question, I would love for you to give it a grade, 1 through 10, 10 being the best, 1 being not so great. And then feel free to elaborate a little bit as to why you gave it that number. So the first question is quality of information.
Probably a 6.
I would definitely give him a 9.
An 8.
Quality of information in the course could be, let's say, an 8.
I felt like he was giving real information because nowadays it's very tough to narrow out and weed out all the, people teaching on the internet right now. Anyone can go online and just start saying stuff and say like, I'm an expert at this. Yep. But he really I see the credibility in him, and I see his passion. I see his hard work, and I see his dedication to helping his students. Mm-hmm. And I really I trust the information that he puts out.
He does okay at showing people that don't know anything, just the basics, but he doesn't go any more than that. So it just, it was hard starting out. It was hard to get sort of a basis as to where to go. That's just sort of how I found it.
What do you mean on where to go? After you got the basics, you didn't know how to take it from there?
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Gotcha.
When I was starting, the information that was provided to me was what I thought was everything, right? So everything at that moment I was just absorbing information. Now, 2 years later, I would say that there is some information that might be missing or that could be added. A little bit more specific on how you trade or how you put in your orders, or really just kind of around that. But I would go with a solid 8. I think for beginners, and which is the course to be intended for,
sure,
is definitely a good start. The way he explained it, at least for myself, was very relatable. And that's something that helped me a ton.
So it's funny because my next question is easy to comprehend.
Yeah, like a 9.
Around a 7.
Yeah, I'd probably say an 8. He does make it pretty easy to understand what he's trying to elaborate on.
I would give it a 9 as well.
I do feel like you have to have at least some of understanding on what trading is and what it means before you start the course. Even though Ricky starts his courses with, from the broker to opening your account, funding your account, and really just kind of going through the steps. I think there are some terminology that once you become proficient at it, it's easy to just talk about it, but you don't really realize that the learner is not there yet. So I think a 7 would do it justice. I would have liked to get a little bit more explanation on maybe some acronyms or some specific wording that I didn't know. That usually when I had the course up, I had to Google on the side and just kind of Google what it is. So
that's a good point, because it can be challenging to remember what it felt like to be a beginner. So I like that you said that.
It was super clear to me to understand, because I was telling you I didn't even understand the time frames at the beginning, just intraday and all that stuff. I was just what the heck is this, and he really helped me build that foundation to understand everything more.
What about explains thoroughly their process in detail? And what I mean by this is when they say they're going to be getting into a trade, that they're explaining the reason behind that trade, where their actual stop is going to be, if they're wrong, where their price targets are, and so forth. That's what I mean by thoroughly explaining the process. What would you give it a scale of 1 out of 10?
I'd say pretty low, probably a 3.
Sure, perhaps an 8.
An 8? Awesome.
This one, I would give it a 10.
I give him a 10 on that one.
He does not really go over that much at all, but mostly it's just showing you the bare bones basics. He really doesn't show you his trades much or anything like that.
He does live trading as well, and he always, it's called learn, plan, profit. He always wants you to learn, plan out your trades first, figure out where you're going to enter, exit, why you're going to even be putting your money, your time, your energy, your effort into that ticker. Do you know what I mean? He really
Yep.
makes you think and take a step back. Don't get so excited. Don't get emotional.
Right.
Take a step back and really be aware of why you're getting in the trade.
I'm glad you said, I never heard of him saying it. I've just never been part of the service. So when you say learn, plan, profit, I like that because it's like, we're all about process over profit. So I love that. And that's so cool. You gave it a 10 because, it's not every day that you hear people actually go into detail of their process. So it's huge.
I mean, the way that Ricky explains the why behind the what he's doing is he does a great job. Not so much on the course, because the course is more the overall, the strategy, what he used to do, what he does. But the live feeds every morning is really, I think, where the bread and butter of that course is, because every morning when we go live at 8:30, he's kind of touching back on those points on, this is where I'm looking to buy, this is where I'm looking to sell. And he always explains why. So for me, as I wouldn't consider myself a full beginner, but I'm still a beginner within 2 years, but maybe more towards the intermediate side of things. So for me, the course right now is, I've completed the course and I'm kind of done with that side of things.
Yeah.
For me, the bread and butter comes in with the live sessions, because it's just a real time to have a one-on-one. Almost feels like a one-on-one with Ricky, right? When you're able to ask questions and he'll answer them real time. So that's the big benefit for me.
Let me ask you this: quality of production. So we talked about quality of information, easy to comprehend, but then how it was produced in the end result, like in terms of, some people may use like a piece of paper to show you, some may use a PowerPoint. Like, what would you give the production value of the actual product itself?
Yeah, he has a new service now. He just recently, but the one I watched wasn't particularly high quality. Like, I'd say a 5.
With an 8. There's always room for improvement.
I would give it a 10 on the production.
I would say a 10.
So he actually uploaded a 2.0. I haven't even checked it because I'm already a little ahead. But the quality is very good.
I would say his first version, which is the one that I bought, is a 4 or 5, because it was very old. You can even see him. He's super young in the videos. Like, they were recorded years ago, right? But the new 2.0 version, you can tell right away that it's high production, high quality. You can even tell nicer cameras, nicer equipment. Everything is well put together. So right now, the first course is not available to anyone, but the 2.0 course is what's available to all.
It was just so easy to use. Like, the ease to use the platform and like to use the course and stuff is like what makes it easy to get through the, information and stuff. And he really presented it really clear. I love that he shows his screen and stuff, because I don't know what editing they do, and they make it really nice. And he's able to voice over and stuff and like point out every part of the chart and stuff like that. It's really good.
Did you feel it was well worth the price?
Probably give it a 7 in that department.
I would give it a 10.
A 9.
A 9? Okay.
It can always be cheaper, but yeah, definitely.
Right.
100% well worth it. So 10. One
good trade, man, and you make your money in any of these courses, and all of them are worth it. Just you have to make sure you vibe with the guy and his community and his style. If you're like more fast paced and you want to short stocks and you want to short penny stocks, but maybe Team Sex is your way to go.
It is one of the cheaper services, and if you're looking for a structured basic idea on how to learn trading,
just because of the live sessions. If it was by the course by itself, I would maybe rate it a lot lower. But because we're able to talk to him every day for lifetime with just that one prize that I purchased 2 years ago, I think that every time I talk to him in the mornings or we connect on the live session, my price of the course just kind of gets smaller and smaller, right? So my ROI becomes bigger. So yeah, definitely.
It's a good point.
The live sessions, give it a 10.
It was super affordable. I don't know what's the price now to purchase it now, but when I purchased it, it was super affordable, like under $500 for sure.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
and
that is affordable compared to most services. Yeah.
Because I was like, a lot of other trading services are usually over $1,000, over $2,000. And it was just really great to get my feet in there, you know, and
100%.
get a course that's credible still.
What about your likelihood of repurchasing it, knowing what you know now? And if you went back in the past and had to remake that decision, would you easily number 10 or 1?
Let's go again, like with a 9.
I would give it a 9.
Oh yeah, because
Okay.
like
So a 10, I'm guessing, or
I would give it a 10.
Okay, you're all 10 today.
Probably 5. I would look for some other services and kind of compare and contrast.
Trying to understand their personality. Perhaps they're a little. I can feel that they're a little different from what I want to pursue. So I could actually even recommend them another mentor or another course. But I would definitely recommend it, man.
It's because it's a really great course. Like it really helped me from when I was just starting out, because I was really confused and lost, even though I had my husband to help me and stuff. But there was a lot that I still had to learn, like on my own, you know,
100%.
and to catch up to what he already knew. So we could have conversations now.
Oh, I bet that's
it
fun.
was so cool. It's really fun. It's really fun now. But in the beginning, it was stressful without all the courses and stuff. I was just out there like, oh, promoters saying this and that. I had no idea. I'm just following like what they're saying. And I was like, okay, I got to do the courses.
100%.
Learn before you earn, you know?
Yeah. You got all these quotes you're dropping on me here.
Pretty high as well. I've actually done it, right? So I've recommended the course to other people because it's something that worked for me. But I also purchased, for example, high strike trading course, and I really didn't like the environment or the community. And I've tried other courses as well. Like I said, the first year for me was an investment. Let me invest in myself and make sure that I'm learning as much as possible. And for me, that meant gathering information from different people because everyone does it completely different. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely recommend the course. It's huge benefit, the fact that you're able to be one-on-one live with him every morning. And I think that's where the ROI comes in.
I want to see more of how, like, more trading setups and what people look for when they're getting into a trade, and just a better understanding of what I'm looking at. You know, you see a stock chart, like where do I want to enter, where do I want to exit, profit targets, stuff like that.
Yeah, so just more of like the other question about how detailed they go into their process.
Exactly.
Gotcha. So it sounds like, and I don't want to put words, so you correct me. It sounds like it was more of a surface level lessons of like just generality overall.
Exactly. Yeah.
Understand. Chat room quality. Now, a 10 would mean that it's very well moderated. The trash is filtered out. You know, there's not a lot of noise. It's really hard to get a 10, but it's possible. And then a 1 is obvious, like there's no moderation, like no one's keeping an eye on the chat, making sure there's not a lot of fluff and just nonsense. What would you give it?
I'd probably give it a 5.
I mean, I would rate it pretty low, 2, 3.
There was, like you said, a lot of people probably just saying, oh, this stock's running, oh, get on here, this one's going, I think this is going to do this. So, you know. Because
it's a lot of memes like going around. It's no value within the chat. There are times where Ricky will be on the chats for the remaining of the day, and you know, you can ask questions. Sometimes he'll answer, sometimes he won't. But at the end of the day, I don't tend to look at the chats. One of the biggest information and kind of knowledge nuggets that I learned at the beginning was to not listen to anyone, but try to do it myself.
Yes.
And I really took it upon that to make sure that I'm learning all the different ways that people trade, but try to develop my own. And that's what I've tried to do for the past 2 years.
I can't really like tell you a rating for that because I don't really look at the chats too much myself personally.
Okay.
I just usually like when I'm in a course or a chat room, I'm usually just looking at like what the main people are kind of saying, you know, throughout the day. Because I noticed like the other chat room that's on there, it's more like the members in the group. So I don't really look at their stuff lately, you know, just because of the time and stuff. I kind of got lost because there was so much going on in the chats.
Yeah.
And I wasn't understanding the terminology at the time to even get it. So I didn't really look at that
So
chat.
we would say we just void that question, I'm guessing, because like you can't really give it a rating. Okay,
I
no
can't
worries.
really give it a rating, to be honest.
Oh man, this one's tough because I'm not even in the chats. From day one, I knew I had to be independent. I don't want to, because the first time I heard an advice contrary from what I thought and actually happened what I thought was going to happen, that was the last time I heard anyone. I don't care how good you are, man. I'm not going to listen to what you have to say. So I'm not there. I kind of was at the beginning just to ask him for like entries and well, his thoughts on tickers to see if it was a good buy right then or wait a little or wait for it to confirm or something like that. I wouldn't be able to give you an honest answer because from day one I didn't even try to participate because I knew I had to be independent completely, man. So I would be lying if it was good or bad.
Not at all. No problem at all. Well, then in that case, look, I really, really appreciate you being open to sharing your thoughts, your opinion on your experiences with that service, because I think it's going to help a lot of people out there who are probably thinking about going that direction. So again, thank you so much for being part of it.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. I hope this helped you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was great being here.
Appreciate it, man. No, thank you, man, for all you do. I binge watch your shows, man. Like,
thanks, man.
So thank you for all you do, man.
I want to take the time to thank you for putting your show together and thanks, giving the spotlight to so many people. I've been able to connect with some of the people that you've interviewed. Oscar from California, Eduardo here from the Woodlands. And
you're in Houston?
Yeah, I'm in the Woodlands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I love that guy. Okay.
Yeah. So, the fact that you put the spotlight on people that, for example, Oscar in California, he's kind of at the same level as I am and has the same time. We've been able to connect multiple times and share our screens and continue to talk. So thank you for creating that community of traders.
Thanks, bro. The final score is... Now it's your turn to decide, is it worth it for you? Good luck.